guys have kind of gotten a second wind?
I don't know if it's a second wind or if it's just, we have a lot of players that understand it's a long season, and I think that, they stay the course of what they need to do to be successful. And certainly last week was a big week for our team in a lot of ways, and I think it's a credit to them and how they came to work every day and continued to play, and didn't feel sorry for themselves and just kept going. So you get good results when you put in the time and effort, and certainly that was the case last week.
When did you feel like last week maybe it had clicked or you had some momentum?
No, I think I said this before. Last Sunday, we got back late from West Virginia. We practiced on Sunday for a really short time, but I thought we practiced as well as maybe we practiced all year. And I knew that we were in a good space, and not knowing what was going to happen in the game, but I think, to see them show up and not feel sorry for themselves and keep doing the things you have to do at this level and in this league at this time of year. So, I felt like we were ready to play on Monday, and fortunately we played a really good game Monday and got to take a couple breaths. Had Tuesday and Wednesday to regroup, and then certainly a great effort on Saturday night.
When did you guys get back, and then when did you practice?
We got back probably, midnight, somewhere in there, Saturday night, and we practiced at 2 the next afternoon. We moved it up because
you moved it up?
Well, we moved it up a little bit because everyone wanted to watch the Super Bowl. Emily Ryan's a big Chiefs fan, so I had to make sure she could watch her Patrick Mahomes play. But and it wasn't anything crazy, and it wasn't long at all. But it was, you could just tell. I've done this long enough where you can tell when a group is engaged and they show up and they weren't pouting, they weren't feeling sorry for themselves. It was like, hey, this is you got to do what you got to do, and they did it.
You talked a lot this year about avoiding sweeps and getting sweeps, and now, of course, you don't have to avoid any more sweeps because you've done it.
Yeah.
How
It's a
big
good
is
thing.
that? And, people pointed at the 2 wins and go, wow, this is a big resurgence. But, lost in the shuffle maybe is the importance of that.
No, it's a huge thing, and it's like I told them, it's not going to be something that they probably put on their job resume down the road, but we've never had a team do it, and we've had some pretty good teams here, and so now the last 4 games of the season, your record's going to go one way or the other, and if you get, every sweep you get, from now on, you're at least over 500, and then you just keep moving. And so, yeah, it's a great thing, and I think it's something that shows that our players understand what this league is about and the cycle that you go through when you play a double round robin schedule, and when you play someone twice and you win or lose twice, it's almost like a third because that's the tiebreaker, which impacts not just you and that team, but the convoluted way that they break ties, which is way out of my pay grade and understanding. Thank God for websites and all those kind of things to figure that out for you. But really, it was cool. They were excited.
How much did the Texas win kind of get the ball rolling for confidence?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think when when you lost 3 games in a row, our kids are on Twitter. And you don't hear as many good things as you used to, and nothing's good. You don't sleep right, you don't eat right. That's the nature of what we do. Is before the 3-game losing streak, wow, Iowa State women's basketball is pretty good. During the 3-game losing streak, they suck, and now we're good again. That's the world we live in. It's okay. We're all adults. We get it. But I think to play a really good team, a team that arguably them or Oklahoma's probably going to win the league, and to play as well as we did, as hard as we did, and against a team that we'd struggled with, not just Texas, but just over the last few years, we have not been able to play them the way we needed to. So I think to win kind of gave everyone a chance to breathe a little bit, and then we went to Baylor, and I think the good thing is we played them 2 weeks before, so it's fresh in your mind. It's our only home loss of the season up to this point, so it was just kind of a week that before that it wasn't going our way. Last week everything seemed to fall into place, and that was a good thing.
Does the way you played in this 2-game stretch remind you of last season at all? Because it seems like some of the characteristics of what led to success last season are what happened during that 2-game stretch.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there's some similarities. I think that the biggest thing that to me reminds me of, well, there's two things. Number one, we shot the ball better in the 2 games last week than we done, and last year we shot it great. And it was always kind of like last year's team and this year's team kind of, they're finding a way to do something. You know, it was last year Mo would do something, and then last Saturday Maggie. You know, Maggie plays 20 minutes, and I mean she probably hasn't played 20 minutes combined in a month. And so, you know, we're out there with the team that we're out there with at the end of the game, and it's kind of like last year's team. You just like, okay, this is what we got. Let's go find a way, and that reminded me of what they did last year.
The spot you guys are in, ranked 13th, I believe, in the net rankings right now. How big is it for this team to finish this season strong and look at hosting and games?
Yeah, you know, I don't, you know, the hosting thing, I don't know. It's good and not so good sometimes, but I don't know that, you know, our kids pay that much attention to it. I mean, our numbers are good. I think our net ranking is in the, you know, around 13. Our strength of schedule is 3rd in the country. So I mean, our metrics, you know, we have good wins and all that stuff is good, but obviously it can be better. And you know, you have 4 more opportunities to do that. And you know, I think that's the big thing now is to just see where you are. And now I think the other thing, Connor, that probably helps us is we're sort of on a normal schedule now for the rest of the way. It's play Wednesday, play Saturday, play Wednesday, play Saturday. We've kind of been all over the map. And so now we're at a point where, all right, we know what our schedule is going to be, and let's go play it. 2 at home, 2 on the road, and hard to believe we only have 2 more home games. But and we might be playing the best, maybe not the best team in the league, but certainly the hottest team in the league on Wednesday. So it's just another game you better get ready for quickly.
What has led to Oklahoma State playing so well lately?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously when you change coaches, there's a lot of things that happen. I'm a huge Jim Littell fan. I thought he did a phenomenal job at Oklahoma State, and you know, JC's done a good job. I think the thing that you look at with a lot of teams, especially on the women's side, they're skilled and they're old. And when you're skilled and you're old, you got a chance to kind of grow into your team, and they're playing really well. They have a lot of kids that can score. They're second in the league in scoring behind Oklahoma. They're leading the league in field goal percentage. They're leading the league in 3-point percentage. So I think they, you know, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. They won a triple overtime game on Saturday on the road. So, you know, it'll be a big game for us. And obviously we're tied with them in the standings and all those things that make a difference. But they're playing at a really, really high level, certainly an NCAA tournament team, and a team that's is going to be a tough out, not just Wednesday, but for the rest of the season. Thank you.